So, as you can see, my title says the whole family's in the kitchen. I wanted to go live and everybody's in the kitchen tonight. No, so, one's going to be cooking rice because he's the only one that's eating rice tonight. So he's cooking his own rice. The hubby's making his appetizer, his poo-poos. He's making lomi salmon.
No, salmon poke.
Salmon poke. Oh, salmon poke. And then I will be cooking dinner. And tonight I am actually making chili in my stack cooker. So I am going to start off by browning my meat. And I don't know if you ever heard me say, but I don't really use ground beef unless I'm making meatloaf and stuff. I use ground pork instead. So I am going to ground my ground pork.
It's the other white meat.
It's the other white meat.
Oh,
sorry. Boy son has to come over here.
Boy son.
I'm just going to kind of mash it down. This is semi-frozen. I tried to defrost it in a microwave, but it didn't fully defrost, which is fine.
Where's the scoop on?
Because it's in the brown rice. In the other one. Not that. Oh, there's one in there too. Oh, okay. Okay, so let me stick this in the microwave. I'm gonna do 3 minutes. Take it out, mix it up, and do another 3 minutes. Okay, so you notice that I put it in the colander and then I put it in the smaller base. The reason for that is because I'm going to use a larger base later to make the rest of the chili. And I love browning my hamburger this way or my meat this way because all the fat drains into the bottom. So my meat is not cooking in the oil, which is healthier. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to make the chili seasoning. I used to buy chili packets before from like Walmart and stuff, but I found this chili seasoning recipe online and the husband liked that, so I don't buy it anymore.
Now you can go chili contest.
I need a bigger kitchen. That's what I need. Okay, so we are gonna start off, and I have to look off to the side because I have my computer over here. Okay, so this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of chili powder. So I just bought this from Sam's Club, I think it was. So 2 tablespoons, because we use a lot of my husband uses this a lot when he makes his rubs and stuff. So we have to buy the big bottle of chili powder. Okay, and the next one is 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. 2 teaspoons ground cumin. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of this. Okay, so that's 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. And then we need, it calls for cayenne pepper. I really don't care for spicy, so I kind of leave that out. If you want it spicy, it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And then 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I just gotta show you this. So my husband uses this a lot too. But if you notice, look at, you see all of this right here? Moisture gets in it, so it gets all hard and clumpy. Moisture doesn't get in this, so it's not hard and clumpy. Big difference. I just thought I'd share. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, that was quick. Let me go pull that out so I can mix it around and stick it back in. Let me chop this up and I can show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like right now. And I'm just going to chop it all up because it's not fully cooked. Remember I told you this is partially frozen. So now we're just gonna chop it up. And then we're gonna put it back in the microwave for another 3 minutes to cook the rest of the way.
That's what I'm playing with now.
Okay.
You know where the shoyu stick?
The shoyu? It's on the table in the living room.
You guys are so quiet.
Oh, man.
Looked at the camera and said that. Okay, so I'm gonna stick it back in for another 3 minutes and go back to our seasoning. So 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Okay, and let me see, 2 teaspoons of salt.
Put them right where the food comes.
2 teaspoons of salt. And then half a teaspoon of ground pepper.
I usually put it this way. See if there's one on that side.
There you go. And that is it.
Rice, they got 2 sides.
And that's all it is. And I will post the recipe. I would post the recipe of the seasoning in the comments below. Okay. And then now all we're gonna do is mix this bad boy up. I was just telling my husband I should make a big batch of this so I don't have to keep making it every time I want to make chili. Because every time I want to make chili, I have to go and look for my recipe and make it. So, okay, so that's my chili seasoning. Okay.
Oh, we get Fritos too.
Yeah, we do.
Good.
Oh, you can close the microwave if you need. Okay, and like I always say, every time you open up the lid when it just comes out of the microwave, away.
Away.
Open it away. Okay, so this is my ground pork. And everything's underneath, all the oil and whatever else. So I'm just gonna chop this up. And if you wanted to chop it up finer, you can throw it in your Power Chef and chop it up. But this is actually pretty good, so I'm not gonna do that today. I like to throw it in the Power Chef if I'm gonna make like lettuce wraps, because I want it smaller pieces. Okay, there you go. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour it into the 3-quart base. And let me do that. And I have to show you. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's all the liquid in there. See? So, okay, so now we're just gonna add in our chili seasoning. There you go. We're gonna mix that up. Okay, so what I like to put in is corn, black beans instead of kidney beans. You can put kidney beans, but we've been liking it with the black beans. I normally put 2 cans of stewed tomatoes, but guess what? I only had 1 can, but I did have tomato sauce. So I'm going to use 1 can stewed tomatoes and 1 can tomato sauce with a little bit of water. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to open up all my cans. This is our can opener. And let me show you guys how this works. Okay, oops. Did I not do this? There you go. Okay, so this is our can opener. This is the last, I would say this is the last can opener you're ever gonna buy.
It is.
And what you do is just open it up, and it won't go to the side of the can. It goes on top of the can. Then you close it, and you know you have it on when you can lift the can up, like this. Okay, and then all you do is twist it, turn it, until you hear a click or you'll feel it let go. Because what's happening is this, there, I wish I didn't say anything because you could have heard it. What's happening is it's releasing the factory seal. It's not cutting the can, but it's releasing the factory seal. So that's why you can feel it let go or you hear a click. So let's see if I can do this again. And I always say my husband will open it up from the top. You see how a lot of the cans come with this top now? I don't use it because I don't open it up this way. I use my can opener, because what happens is when you open up this top, you'll have sharp edges. And what happens with those sharp edges? You throw it into your trash can and it can cut the bag, or if you're one to push the trash down, you can cut yourself. So I prefer not to do that. And I just open it up with my can opener because it doesn't take much time. I don't know if you heard that, but it did click. And then all you do now is, there's this here, you see it? You put this white part, they call it the beak, on top of the can, and you close it up, and you just pop the can open. And that's it. So did you notice there was glue? But you notice that there is no sharp edges. I can literally touch the seal, the cover, and the top of the can. So this is something I like about the can opener, is that my granddaughter can use this and I don't have to worry about her getting cut. So let me open up this tomato sauce. Okay, that's it.
So funny, because remember how many can openers I bought?
I know. I
remember I would tell you, oh, I got the good one.
Yeah. We went through so much can openers.
And they break so fast.
I know. It was horrible. We just could not find the right one until Tupperware. So we had this can opener almost 2 years now. Going on 2 years.
Yeah,
when we were buying can openers.
Every 4 months.
I know. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were buying every 4 months.
I think we were.
Yeah. So I'm just draining the corn because I don't want the corn, the water from the corn and anything. So I will let my husband do the stewed tomatoes because I personally would just throw it in.
No, throw it in.
And
we don't have that much.
Oh, okay. He likes to crush it up, which for me personally it doesn't matter. But for him, he doesn't like it chunky, the tomatoes. Okay, so that was just 1 can of black beans, 1 can of corn. And you're just throwing everything together, and then we're gonna pop it in the microwave. So it took us 6 minutes to cook the meat total. It was 3 minutes, pull it out and chop up the meat and then mix up the meat and then put it back in for another 3 minutes. And then we're adding all the rest of the ingredients. So I normally use, like I said, 2 cans of stewed tomatoes, but I only have 1. So we're gonna use a small can of tomato sauce and we'll add some water. I'm kind of breaking up the stewed tomatoes for him with the spoon, just because. Even though it's just a little bit, make sure it's chopped up. Okay, and then we'll add in the tomato sauce. And then I'll just get a can of water.
Yeah, you're gonna need it, huh?
Yeah. Okay, and 1 can of water. Yeah. And there you go. And so now, all I'm gonna do, is put this in the microwave for 15 minutes because the ground pork is already cooked. And so I just want to put this in for 15 more minutes to cook everything else. And then dinner will be ready over it.
Check this out.
Oh, and here you go. So that is
Here it
his
is.
salmon poke.
It's kind of like ceviche, except I didn't use any citrus, so it didn't cook the fish. The fish is raw, but this is what salmon was this?
Sockeye salmon.
Sockeye salmon.
Sockeye
I love
salmon.
the color.
Yeah,
And the taste. There is a huge difference between wild salmon
there is.
and the farm salmon.
It is. The color is different.
The color,
you can tell.
the flavor, and the texture, unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think the
Huge
sockeye
difference.
salmon has more. It's better for you. I think it has more omegas in it.
I don't know.
I think so. Than the
Maybe it's the
Atlantic.
omegas.
I don't know, but it smells good. I get to taste it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course I do.
Gotta take a little onion like that. A little white onion. Small pieces if you like.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So what'd you put in it?
There's
Oh, it's good.
Hawaiian salt. There's oyster sauce, shoyu.
I feel something on the floor.
What is that oil? Sesame
Sesame
oil,
oil.
white sweet onions, and green onions. That's it.
It's good. Back. It's been probably more than 10 minutes, but I was washing dishes and cutting up our lettuce for our salad. But this is done. The chili is done. Let me open it up. And what I'm gonna do is I am gonna thicken it now. So I already got my cornstarch solution here. Let me mix this up, and we're just gonna pour this in. There you go. So it is done. And then I'll just show you guys what it looks like. So this is thick enough for us to put up on top of our lettuce. So now my husband's in the living room. He's posting his stuff that he made onto Instagram and Facebook. So now what I would do is I would get a bowl. We need big bowls because we're gonna put our lettuce in there. So I would just get our lettuce or a salad mix, and I would put it in here. And then I would put the chili on top. And the chili is really hot right now. I wonder if I should wait a little bit. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. what I'll do is I'll just take an after picture of when I put everything together, and that should be it. But this is it. This is my chili. And it was done in a total of 21 minutes. So, not bad. And everything was done in the microwave. So I used less power, less electricity, and I didn't have to heat up my house. So, that is it.